The original Matrix movie was transformational for me, not only in terms of what I love about movies, but also about philosophy and life and what is real and what isn't, and why it's important to think about it. So I was extremely excited to go and check out Matrix Resurrections in movie theaters. And then I felt like somebody punched me in the heart. And there's no other way to talk about a movie that I want to love more than in a fairly detailed breakdown, which might include spoilers. So let's take the blue pill and talk about the Matrix Resurrections. Ow. So one last spoiler warning. If you have not seen or heard anything about the original Matrix films, or if you don't want to know anything plot-wise about the new Matrix Resurrections, this is your time to stop the video. But if you don't care about spoilers, or you just really want to hear somebody extremely passionate about the Matrix talk about why they love the Matrix and want to love the new Matrix movie, this is the video for you. Here it goes. I never talk about films that I do not suggest to other people. I did a review for The Ice Road, even though the movie wasn't the best, but I saw the potential that movie could have. The Matrix Resurrections blew my mind and hurt my feelings. The original Matrix had three components that were transformational for me. The main one was the message, which is basically look beyond what you see and what you hear. Simple as that. People can take different stories and different actions that happen in the movie and think about different things. That's what I took from it. The filmmaking was the second thing, which was revolutionary. Hong Kong style action on a Western screen, where you can clearly see beautiful action, whether it was gunfights or fights, wire work, with storytelling being told through fights. And three, character development that really resonated with me. Okay? Whatever you loved about the original Matrix, for me, those three things made The Matrix a movie that I would watch religiously. I would watch the sequels, I would watch Animatrix, which were cartoons that tied up certain things that happened before and in between the movies. I would love the game, The Path of Neo. I did not play the game that was more like Second Life, where the audience, the participants of the game actually changed the outcome. But for me, that movie meant a lot, emotionally, psychologically. And when I heard the new Matrix is coming out, I felt I owe it to the franchise, to what it gave to me, to pay the admission price of a movie ticket, to give it 2 hours of my life and see why The Matrix is back in theaters, why it's another thing we want to talk about. The plot of The Matrix breaks down into three main components. The first third of the movie is about being self-aware. The writing, actually, it's clever, and it tells you where the Matrix movies were, what they meant, breaking down all of the symbolism used in the first movies, and justifying the existence of the Matrix sequel. Basically, it says the Matrix 4 would have been done anyway, with or without the involvement of the people that were part of the original, and so the director, Lana Wachowski, decided to do their best to justify why we have a sequel. And I feel that connection with the audience, to me, was extremely cool. Deadpool can break the fourth wall and talk to the audience, and it's funny, it makes sense for the story, but The Matrix is not a comedy, and it doesn't have this character that used to talk to the audience. So you have to bring the audience to this world somehow, and I feel the writing did it in a clever way. The second third of the movie was all about how the new Matrix is different from the previous ones. It sets up a world that follows the events of what happened in the original Matrix Trilogy and the video game. So that's cool. And it showed where characters are, what happened to Zion, what happened to the characters that were outside of the Matrix, what happened to the program, what happened as consequences of Neo and Trinity going to the Machine City and doing a treaty between the machines and the humans. What were the repercussions of that, and what the world could look like if man and machine could coexist. Also, great concept, not greatly executed because of certain limitations of CGI budget and certain choices in the direction. And the third component, the last third of the movie, actually dealt with the plot of The Matrix and what's currently happening. God, I wish somebody said something to the director, the screenwriter, that would say, hey, listen, maybe we can actually honor the fans and do something for them and give something to them that they enjoy. And in the first third, the Matrix movie acknowledges what the fans loved about it. So when it comes to the third part, I was just struck by this feeling that I, as a long-term fan, was betrayed. And my justification for that comment is as follows. The first Matrix, regardless of the philosophical content, the subtext of what the Matrix movies were and what they meant, it was simply a spectacle for the eyes. Forget the fact that it was revolutionary in terms of special effects. It was cool to look at. There was awesome action, heart-pounding stuff happening on screen. You could see the actors perform the stunts. You could see the stunts being filmed in a way that was exciting and pleasant, and what the filmmaking was all about, which is make the unbelievable believable. Free your mind. I cannot believe that in 2021 we have a movie from the director of the Matrix Trilogy with shaky cam, with impossible to follow action, while still using actors that can perform amazing action. Keanu Reeves can kick ass as John Wick. So I'm sure that Keanu Reeves can kick ass as Neo without the need of incredibly not well done shaky cam that distracts from the action and makes it very hard to follow and very unpleasant. The stylistic choices of the first Matrix, of making the hues green and the color scheme very particular and calculated and deliberate, is completely lost. And this film feels that the care and love for the characters and for the world simply wasn't there. I love the concept. The idea of bringing the audience onto the concept of the Matrix is beautiful. It makes you doubt your reality and puts little bugs in your head about, think about this, consider that, what if? And those are beautiful things to play with. The movie medium is made for that. And so the bravery of the writers and the directors of Matrix Resurrections to ask the audience that loves the franchise to come back to theaters or pay for HBO Max to watch it is a lot of responsibility to handle. There were parts of this movie I loved, which is the concept and some of the writing, some of the dialogue, and obviously the acting. But the rest of the film made me feel that I invested my money and my time in the wrong place. I didn't want to hear the reviews of other people. I wanted to make my own, perhaps selfish realization that this movie can be great and other people are not getting it. And I was wrong. I want to admit the fact that The Matrix Resurrections is a movie I want to love, but it's really making it hard for me. Aside from all of the message and the politics involved in The Matrix Resurrections, there's something that I yearn to love. And unfortunately, I'm not sure I am ready to disappoint myself again by watching this movie anytime soon. Let me know what you thought about it, and if you didn't go and watch it and are not planning to watch it, please let me know why. I'm Jin from Get Me More, and you know where to find me. Have a better day.